night, shining a light where the shadows creep, for the lost, the stolen, the ones who will weep. She won't turn away, she won't back down, even when the loony clowns come round. Threats don't shake her, lies don't win. She stands for justice, right till the end. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kid true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. Chase fame, some chase views, but she fights for those with nothing to lose. For the kids who vanish without a trace, she won't stop till she cracks the case. They try to silence, they try to scare, but truth don't break and she's still there, calling out monsters, showing their game. Justice comes when you speak their name. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kid true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. Kids stand strong, she makes the choice. For victims gone, for those in need, she's fighting hard, she won't concede. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kid true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line.
Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to another live. Boy, Melinda, hey girl. And Deb, where have you been? Are you better? Are you better? I have missed you. And I love your name. Welcome. Hey, KB, what's up, girl? Oh, thank you. Okay, before I begin, people, maybe I'll have to do a separate live. All I gotta say is I don't want to get no more things sent to me about what people are saying about me. I know what I do. I do it from my heart, and I work hard for families, okay? And I work hard to bring out information. I ain't here to kiss anybody's you know what, okay? If you don't like my channel, please don't watch me. I'm sorry you find me boring, but I am, I am impressed that I'm hearing, you're getting the information I'm putting out there. I mean, you have no problem with that, right? Just saying. Just don't watch me. Because my good people will watch me. Okay, this is scary. That individual, look at that individual, you guys. I have missed you. I have missed you. Good. I'm glad. Because you're suffering through cancer, weren't you? All right. This is David Wood. He is a serial killer. He has a death warrant for March 13th from Texas. Okay. Now, this individual here, it's very scary to me. All right. We're going to go through some documents. First, we'll go over like his, I don't know if you call it an incident report or what. Yes, I'm so sorry. I hate cancer. First, can you people read this? We'll read this. Hold on. Is that too small for you guys? This document? If so, we will look a different way. Oh, and I should say, God, hold on a minute. Where are they? Hold up. I did this wrong. Um, all right. You know what? I'm sure it's too small to see because it's so old. So we're going to go and I'm going to make it big for you guys. Oh my God. This guy's been on death row for almost 40 years. Yeah, March 13th. Hi, Shirley. All right, we're going to look at the first document here when he first got arrested. Hold on. We're going to bring it up this way so everybody can see it. All right, let's make it big. Oh, not that guy. Not that demon. Hold on a minute. I had it all ready for you guys. What the hell's going on around here? All right, here we go. Yeah, that I'm going to fix it. Yeah, most definitely. Here, let's get my face off of here. We don't want me up there. Oh, I'll be off here in a minute. Okay, this is the first document when he got arrested. Okay? So let's read it. Okay, David L. Wood. And here is the incident number up here. He was born in 1957 on 1/14/93. He was 35 years old in the county of El Paso. The date of offense was 5/30/1987. Age at the time of offense, 29. Let's see. Native county, Tom Green, Texas. Occupation, maintenance. Education level, 8 years. Okay, prison record. He was in prison 4/28/1977, 5 years, indecency with a child. Discharged 12/28/79. And he went back 7/10/1980, 20 years for R. He was paroled. This is so weird. How does this don't make sense? I'm reading this how it says. El Paso County, 50 years. Okay. SA, bench warrant to El Paso County. Oh, I get it. 1/18/1990, and he was returned to prison with a death sentence. Summary. Conviction. Here, let's get this up here so you guys can see. There we go. Summary. Convicted in abduction and stabbing of a 24-year-old Ivy Susan Williams, El Paso. William was one of 6 females unalived found in a desert. Okay, he's nicknamed the Desert Killer, people. Between June and August of 1987, Wood was also indicted in 5 other unalives. So what does that make that? 11 people? So it's got to be more than that. Nearly a year after her disappearance of Williams, that is, on the 14th. Oh, listen. Hey, isn't that something? March 14th, 1988, her remains were found buried in the desert, a short distance from Highway 54, and he's being put to death on the 13th. How weird is that, people? I think that's something. Is there any more? Nope. There he is. All right. Yeah, look at those black eyes. All right. You know what? You guys check this out. I don't think I'll be able to get away with it. Maybe we can go on Rumble, but look at there's a documentary on him. It's called Mark of a Serial Killer. I mean, I got it. I got it. It's right here, people. Death in the Desert. It's season 3, episode 9. What do you think? Should I try it? Nah, they'll shut down my channel. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to watch it. Just I'm really disappointed. But we're gonna try to watch another one instead. All right, so let's go to his DOC info. So here it is. They don't have his picture. That's the facility he's at right now. He's on death row. Anything else? He was convicted in 1987 capital murder, County of Dallas, um, SA in 1987 also. He got 50 years. Okay, we know that. All right, what else? You know what I want to do? I found an article. I want to go through each victim. All right. This is Karen Baker. Baker lived. All these girls are young. They're the age of 14. The ones that we know, age 14 to 20, I think. 14 to 20. Because he's sick. Okay, she had 3 children. She had personal problems, her mother said, but she was starting over by enrolling in beauty college and concentrating on her children. Can you guys see that? Let me make it bigger. There we go. Okay, sorry. What's this? Baker left Hawaiian motel. Oh, she was the hotel. Okay. She worked at the hotel. And she left with him. She disappeared June 5th, 1987. She don't look 20 years old. Oh, I got to make it smaller. Sorry, so we can see who these people are. Okay, this is Rosa. She's 24, a resident of Addison, Texas, a waitress, topless dancer who's visiting her sister in El Paso, August 12, 1987. She went to buy postage stamps. She had planned to re-enroll in community college later that month. Witnesses saw her at the club with a man who fit the description. 1987, 2 bodies unearthed in the desert. Bodies identified as missing Karen and Maria. So, yeah, they were found. Okay, where's the other one? Hold on a minute. There we go. Okay, what happened here? Buried body identified as Desiree Whitley, the same utility worker who discovered Baker's body, found Casino's remains on the same day. Her job was broken in 2 places. Okay, this is Angelica. She was 17. She was a chronic runaway since the age of 12. She mostly stayed with friends. She was dropped off at the middle school where she's enrolled for a program for students with behavioral problems. She worked as a dancer at Red Flame Bar. How could she at that age? Okay. Witnesses saw her with Wood on his motorcycle. August 8th, 1987. She was reported missing on the 16th, 1987. Police found her body November 3rd, 1987. Oh, God. Relatives said she was buried alive. Oh, my God. Okay, you got Dawn Smith. She was 14. She ran away from home June 1987, telling her family she was not coming back. She told others she was pregnant. Oh, my gosh. Fourth body identified as Dawn Smith. David Wood Ardher served 7 years for the offenses. Police identified the fifth body as Angelica. She kept in contact with her family until 1987 and was reported missing in September 1987. Her body was found October 20th, 1987. Tipsters who called Crime Stoppers allegedly saw a biker shoot her to death. Ooh. In New Mexico, police could not verify this account. And then we got Ivy Williams. That's the one that we seen he went to prison over. Oh, she's from Colorado. She was married to Ray Fierro of El Paso. Had a criminal record for prostitution and narcotic possession. I don't care. That don't matter to me. Nobody deserves their life to be taken. She worked as a club dancer and stayed at the Hawaiian. Oh boy, that hotel, that same hotel. But was often on the move. She likes to ride motorcycles. Another dancer saw Williams with Wood before she disappeared, although she was never reported missing. Police discovered her body on March 14th, 1988. The medical examiner said she was jabbed to death repeatedly, including her face. Oh, look at how little. Look at this one. Sad. Okay, this is Desiree. She lived near Wood's home. She's 5'1", 92 pounds. Normal teenager who liked to collect plush toys. She was 15 years old. People at the convenience store saw Wood pick her up. Oh boy. Do we got more? Yeah, we got more. Her body was found October 20th, 1987, in a shallow grave in the desert along the Macomb Street, about 5 miles from her home. All right, here we go. Oh, Jesus. This is Melissa, 13 years old. She lived in Woods. She's 5'2", 105 pounds. She was a rebellion teenager after she got involved with the wrong crowd. She ran away once, but returned home after 2 nights. She disappeared March 7th, 1987. Oh, what's going? Hasn't she been found yet? What? Okay, we got 14-year-old Marjorie. 14. Sometimes rode the same school bus as Desiree. Oh, okay. Buses Desiree. She lived with them for a while. Her father said she's 5'3", 115 pounds. She loved horses and sports. She was seen with Wood on several occasions, witnesses said. Knox visited friends at the El Paso for a Valentine's Day party, and she disappeared that day in 1987. Okay, this is Cheryl. She was 19 years old. She graduated from high school. She's 5'4", 105 pounds. Let's see. She was married to Robert Dismukes, an inmate in a state prison in Huntsville. Oh, in Huntsville? I wonder if that man was got the death penalty, because Huntsville in Texas, that's where they go. who was convicted of burglary and attempted murder. Witnesses saw her buy cigarettes at the Circle K on Combe Street. She was seen talking to a man in a truck who resembled Wood. You're telling me those two weren't found yet? Hasn't she been found? This is sad. No. So these, oh no. You're telling me they haven't been found? Horrible. 1, 2, 3. I don't think they've been found, you guys. Hold on, let me come into StreamYard. Hold up. Okay, let me look at the chat. I'm not being rude. I was reading. Hey, how you doing? You're back. Were you? I was 17. I know. Why? Yes, he is. Oh my gosh. You're just a baby. Still a human. That was Charlotte, by the way. Charlotte. No, it was KB. KB, she bought memberships. Still a human being, yes. I am probably the oldest one in here. No, you're not. That's not old. It's a privilege. I like that. Jenny, where have you been, girl? Where have you been? I hope you're okay. Those last 3, I don't think they've been found, you guys. This is sad. Uh-oh. Who's Chewini? Is it a dog? Or is it a cat? What is it? Chewini. It's got to be a dog, right? Chewini. You're 70 years young. Oh, okay. Okay, just want to make sure. Let's see. Prayers up for the doggy. Because you know what? My little Nala, she is my emotional support dog, and they're amazing. All right, let's get back to this here. So this guy is a danger, I feel. Okay, I thought it would be good to go through the victims. Oh, 8 pounds. He's just tiny. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, she's 16? Oh. All right. We're just going to kind of skim through this, but for some reason, YouTube is not liking me covering this kind of stuff, and I've been having problems. And I think it's messed up because I'm careful with my wording, right? And I was really careful the other day, and it didn't matter. I couldn't believe it. So they're not liking this, but I think we need to know, right? Well, I do. Okay, this is an appeals, right? They say here he was convicted of the unaliving in 1987 of 6 women. Their bodies were found in the desert. They remained unsolved for several years until Wood, who was convicted and sentenced 50 years imprisonment for SA, bragged to a cellmate that he was the desert killer. Before his, what's this? Execution date, 2009. Let's see. At the hearing, Wood presented only 3 lay witnesses, his sister, a childhood friend, a teacher, and no expert. All right. Wood claims that the CCA made a similar mistake as it did in the Moore case. I don't know what Moore case is. Oh, improper, rely on evidence, consider improper. Hold on a minute. Okay, they're talking about his IQ. Hold on. I want to see exactly. Are they going to talk about it? Statement. Facts of the crime. That's what I want to know. Here we go, people. Facts of the crime. The federal district court summarizes relevant facts of the crime. The case stems from the disappearance of 6 women in the Texas area from May 13th to August 27, 1987. Between September 4th and March 14th, 1988, the bodies of these women were found in shallow graves in the desert area northwest of El Paso. 5 of the bodies were located in the same one. Oh, but okay. Were located in the same one by 1/2 mile area. The 6th was 3/4 miles away. All the bodies were approximately 30 to 40 miles or yards from one in the dirt roadway. Oh my God. Is he sick? He was driving past there liking it, you guys. You're welcome, my dear. Canine Corso? Yes, they are, aren't they? I've never heard of a cane corso. All right, let's get back to this. Okay, these are facts of the crime we're going through real quick, Blake. And I do want to watch the show on him. Oh, should I do it, people? I don't know. All right, in the desert roadways, part of the body was in various states of undressed, indicating that the killer had essayed them. 5 of the victims were seen by witnesses the day of the disappearance, accepting a ride from a man on a red Harley or a beige truck, matching 2 vehicles owned by him. And his girlfriend testified that he owned a burnt orange blanket and some shovels, all which were kept in the back of the pickup. Forensic chemist later testified at trial that the orange fibers found on the clothing of one of the victims matched orange fibers taken from the vacuum cleaner bag, which Wood and his girlfriend had left in their old apartment. Oh my God, can you imagine if you were his girlfriend and found all this out? Okay, his cellmate, Randy Wells. Wells testified that Wood told him about the unalives, describing his victims as topless dancers and working women. Wood told him that he would lure each girl into his pickup truck and offer chemicals, drive out to the desert, tie her to his truck, and oh no. So he's saying that he made sure they were watching him dig that grave. That's sick. He would tie the victim to a tree and R her. Another cellmate testified at trial that Wood was shown numerous clippings of the El Paso unalives, and he confessed that he was the only one who had committed them. Testimony from Kelly regarding the criminal events committed by Wood played a crucial role at the guilt phase. At the trial, the opinion of the criminal court appeals, Kelly, a working woman, and she was an addict, testified that in 1987, she had been walking outside a convenience store northwest part of El Paso when a man identified as Wood and matching the description asked if she needed a ride. She accepted his offer, but Wood would not take her home as directed. Instead, he stopped at the apartment complex and went inside. When he returned, a piece of rope was hanging from one of his pockets. What? Wow. Wood drove northwest of town toward the desert. Oh my gosh. And after driving around the area for a period of time, stopped the truck, got out, ordered Kelly out as well. She saw him get the brownish red blanket and shovel. Boy, you know what? This guy, I'm going to come into chat a minute. This guy, you guys, he wanted to see their reaction of the panic and the fear. Yes, it is. I agree. All right. Oh, where am I? Oh boy. Okay, Wood proceeded to dig a hole behind some bushes. 10 or 15 minutes later, he returned with the blanket and began ripping off her clothes and forcing her to the ground. Upon hearing voices, Wood ordered Kelly to get back in the truck. Wood drove to a different location in the desert where she stopped his truck. Where he stopped his truck, okay. Ordered Kelly out, spread the blanket on the ground, and forced the victim to remove her clothes. He gagged her, tied her to a bush, arred her immediately afterwards, stated that he heard voices, and hastily threw his belongings back into the truck and drove away, leaving her naked in the desert. His final words were, "Always remember, I'm free." Wow. Okay, before this happened, he had been convicted of child R and SA. He received 20 to 50 years. Um, Look at you guys. I'm not going to read all this, but look at these are people that came in to the court. Here's another victim. Okay. There's a lot of victims here. The ones that have lived. Look at this. Who's defense witness and evidence? Who are they? Not much of anybody. Oh, wow. I wish I had somebody up here to help me read. Where are we? Okay, I'll just read a few. Okay, Virginia was a working woman. I'm just saying that. September 19th, 87, he would offer her money for sex while she's standing on the street corner. Eventually, she got into Wood's truck and told him to go to the Mesa Inn Hotel. However, Wood did not drive to the motel. Instead, he pulled a knife on her and he says, "I'm going to F you, jab you, and throw you in the river." He was laughing. When Wood drove to the river, Staples jumped out while the truck was moving. I would too, and injured herself. She also testified at one point Wood hit her in the eye with the back of his hand. What's this? What does this refer to? This footnote. Hold on. Okay. Okay, this is what he did to Christy. She came in contact with him March 10th, 1980. She was only 13 while walking home one day from gymnastics class. She thought she heard a friend behind her, but the person grabbed her. Wow, you know what? He's scary, you guys. Christy tried to get away from the man, but he stopped to fight. He stopped fighting. Okay, but he said to stop fighting or he would beat her up. The man told her that someone had broken the windshield of his car, that it cost $110 to fix, and that he was going with LeClaire to her house so her family could pay for the windshield. What? I'm confused, people. That don't make any sense. Oh, I see. He lured her. When they walked underneath the bridge, he arred her. Joan testified she came into contact with Wood August 30th, 1976. She was 12 years old. She was playing with a friend of hers when Wood approached her and asked if she could help him find his dog. He grabbed her and arred her. Why? Why? Okay, I gotta take a break. Why do they let these type of people get away? Why? This is a perfect case to refer to. All this could have been prevented. These unalives of these 6 women, there's probably more girls, I should say. I would have too. Definitely not. Sick. Okay, let me go back. Okay, we're talking about Joan. Okay, we got Dora. What happened here? March or April 1987. He essayed her. She was 23. She was working at the bar. She got a ride home with who's this? Welch and Wood at 2:30 a.m. on the night in question. They drove to the apartments in Montana Street. They went inside. Wood came back to the truck alone and started driving. He offered her substances and verbally demeaned her. At one point, Wood pulled off to the side of the road and began attacking her. She tried to get away, but he caught her, tied her up to the truck. He had a pocket knife and threatened her. And he pulled off her clothes and arred her. And he kept hitting her. During the assault, she made it home by a taxi cab. Wow. Hi, Ella. How you doing? Okay, we are going to go to... Oh, I have some stuff here. Let's see. These people here are trying to save his life, and I'm going to show you. They're making a big deal because he's 78 years old. So they're trying to save his life. Look at all that. Look at all that. They're saying he's innocent. David Wood is actually innocent. That's what they're saying, people. So hold on. We're going to watch some videos that I keyed up from the news stations. Hold on a minute, please. All right, here we go. It was really hard to find anything on this because it's so old. It's almost 40 years. He had so many victims. I mean, he's probably harmed unalive way more. Okay, this is called Death in the Desert, a serial killer's personal graveyard.
Extra depth on a quest for justice and resolution. 3 decades ago, El Paso was gripped with fear as a suspected serial killer stalked the streets. In the fall of 1987, the bodies of 6 teenage girls and young women were found buried in this desert area of northeast El Paso. They had all gone missing earlier that year. David Leonard Wood was convicted and sentenced to death for the crimes. He was dubbed the Desert Killer, and he is still alive. On the last day of school, 15-year-old Desiree Wheatley vanished. Her mother, Marcia Fulton, remembered.
Oh, look at that. Do you see that? Let me back it up. Look at all. It's hard to tell with the black and white. Look at how young she is. She's just a baby. Hold on a minute. I gotta turn this up. Okay.
School, 15-year-old Desiree Wheatley vanished. Her mother, Marcia
Wow.
Fulton, remembers their final interaction. She was dropping her off near Charles Middle School in Northeast El Paso. It was June 2nd, 1987.
So she gets out and she starts walking. She turns around and she says, "Thanks, Mom. I love you." And I said, "I love you too." And those were the last words we spoke to each other.
Oh.
Desiree didn't return home when her 10 p.m. extended curfew rolled around.
When I got home at 2 a.m., my mom met me at the door. And she said, "Desi hasn't come home yet." When that happened, the first thing I thought was, this is not right.
Fulton reported her daughter missing. Weeks went by and no sign of her. 3 months later, in September, utility workers scoping out a stretch of land in the desert came across a partially decomposed body buried in a shallow grave. Police found a second body nearby. They were identified as 20-year-old Karen Baker and 24-year-old Maria Janet Casio.
Once they found those two, everything changed. They gave me a different detective on my case, and everything. So, I mean, it was like all of a sudden they woke up and said, "Oh, we have a problem here."
Graves number 3 and 4 were found October 20th. One held the remains of 14-year-old Dawn Smith. The other contained Desiree's skeletal remains. Fulton recognized her daughter's clothing, including a T-shirt she told her mom she intended to cover with her classmates' signatures.
I promised Desi at her gravesite, I will find out who did this, and they will be prosecuted. That was a promise, and I want to keep that promise.
Retired El Paso police detective John Guerrero wanted to help Fulton keep that promise. He talked to the friends.
I've seen this detective on a lot of shows, by the way. You're welcome. It happened a lot back in the days before 24-hour news. Yes. Never. I see people hitchhiking nowadays. I'm like, no way, they're crazy. Nope. Okay, let's continue.
Hanging out with Desiree the night she didn't come home.
One of the kids tells us, "I saw this guy Skeeter."
You guys, that is I see this detective on a lot of shows. He's a good detective.
In the store. And he says, "I walk out of the store and we all say goodbye. And I didn't see him." And he says, "Desiree goes north and these kids go south." And he says, "I turned around and I looked to say goodbye to Desiree. And I see her getting into the truck with Skeeter. And then they take off." And he said, "That's the last time I saw her. I've never seen her since then."
Guerrero managed to put a real name and face to Skeeter. David Leonard Wood, a man recently released from prison after serving 7 years of a 20-year sentence for raping 2 young teens, and who lived across from Charles Middle School where Desiree attended. The community remained alarmed as 2 more bodies, victims 5 and 6, were found in the desert. They belonged to 17-year-old Angelica Frausto and 23-year-old Ivy Williams. Wood went to trial accused of capital murder in the 6 deaths and was convicted and sentenced to death. But 33 years have passed since the first graves were found, and Wood remains on death row, maintaining his innocence. Guerrero is convinced of Wood's guilt.
No doubt that he did. There's no doubt in my mind he did.
The mother of one of the youngest victims wants Wood held accountable.
People want to say, "Well, no, you just want revenge." No, I want justice. It's in this country, capital murder times 6 is the death penalty.
In this latest episode of Borderland Crimes, David Leonard Wood, the desert killer, the links police used to connect the cases other than where the bodies were found, how one mother managed to bring attention to the disappearances of women written off as troubled members of society, and the ongoing legal fight by the man who insists he didn't do it. Deaths in the Desert, a serial killer's personal graveyard. Download the podcast on kvia.com.
Oh, really? Oh, man, you guys. Oh, shoot. Okay, let's see what this one's about.
It was a sunny day in November, just a few days away from Thanksgiving, when 5-year-old Alexander...
Nope, that ain't the one.
Extra perspective on the pending execution of convicted serial killer David Leonard Wood.
There we go.
Extra perspective on the pending execution of convicted serial killer David Leonard Wood.
going
Today, the
on
state
here?
of Texas officially added Wood's execution to the calendar. As we reported earlier this week, it is set for March 13th, 2025. I sat down with the mother of one of the young victims to talk about the pending execution.
It's like this has been 37 years, okay, in the making. So try holding your breath for 37 seconds. I've been holding mine for 37 years.
Desiree
Yes.
Wheatley was last seen on June 2nd, 1987, the last day of school. The 15-year-old's body was found buried among the remains of 5 other young women and girls.
Okay, I see a funny comment. I hope. Oh, good. She brought in the needles. She brought in the needles, people. Yep.
In the Northeast El Paso desert. And her mother, Marcia Fulton, told me she made a promise on the day of Desiree's burial that she would find the person responsible for her murder. 37 years later, she is ready to witness David Leonard Wood take his last breath.
So I want him to see me at his execution too. I mean, that would just completely close that book in my mind. Right now, the book's been open 37 years and counting. So, you know, that's a long time when you're waiting to see something that needs to be done. And you know it needs to be done because he'll do it again if he's let loose.
Dang
And
right he
Monday,
would.
September 2nd, marks Desiree's birthday. She would have been turning 53 years old, but instead she is forever 15. Wood has maintained his innocence. His latest appeal for additional DNA testing was denied earlier this year. You can hear more details about the investigation in my Borderland Crimes podcast.
Okay,
They brought
I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch this one, you guys. You want to know why? Because this is Oxygen, and they just might give me a strike. Copyright strike. Oh, boy. What should I do? Hold on a minute. Let me think. Should I or shouldn't I?
brought out shovels and rakes and picks and that kind of stuff. We started, excavating and digging. When we're real close.
Oh, wow. Look at that, you guys. I'm not going to dare myself. Okay, usually I do. But lately I'm not, just because I got a lot going on. So there's the link for this. And this is called Texas Desert Turned into a Serial Killer's Burial Ground. Let's see, I think we got one here. That's not Oxygen. Okay, yep. Here's a regular news one we can watch.
It was one of the most terrifying times to be in El Paso and back when a serial killer was on the loose in the borderland. David Leonard Wood, known as the Desert Killer, along with his victims, were featured this weekend on an episode of the Oxygen True Crime Network series, Mark of a Serial Killer. KTSM 9 News reporter Shelby Kapp has the story. Shelby?
Well, borderland serial killer David Leonard Wood was sentenced to death after he left police digging up bodies in Northeast El Paso during the summer of 1987.
They brought out shovels and rakes and picks and that kind of stuff. We started, excavating and digging.
This is a look at David Leonard Wood episode of Mark of a Serial Killer, an Oxygen series that debuted this weekend, featuring some of El Paso's darkest days.
I could tell that she was a very young lady, very young. Petite.
Hold on, let me get past this, you guys. Here we go.
To go.
Newspaper say there's a serial killer on the loose and people are afraid to walk at night.
Right under the noses of parents, of police, of prosecutors, this man was wreaking his heinous havoc on all these young women.
Pat LaLama is the producer of Mark of a Serial Killer. She spent months interviewing El Paso detectives, prosecutors, and family members of Wood victims.
Okay, I just got to be careful, you guys. Here we go. Look at this poor mother.
it was just yesterday, and other times it feels like it's been over 30 years, which it has.
Marcia Fulton still lives in Northeast El Paso, just a few miles from where her daughter was murdered by Wood and buried. She remembers vividly the last time she saw her 15-year-old daughter, Desiree.
It's very detailed. Yeah, I mean, in my mind, I can see it almost like a movie. You know, I can see her walking back. She was walking towards school, and then she turned around, start walking backwards, saying, "Bye, Mom, bye." I said, "Bye, see you later, love you." And she goes, "Love you too." Yeah, that's the last time I saw her.
Wood was sentenced to death and scheduled for.
Oh, look at their. No. Look at that. Their clothes. This guy is sick. Yeah. He's sick. He's a monster. I don't care. Okay, these people trying to save his life. Let's see what they got to say. And here's the other one. I'm going to give you guys the link to this if you guys want to watch this. Because maybe I can with my peoples. We can go into StreamYard or we can go to Rumble and we can watch this. Okay? This is on Peacock, if you have Peacock. I got Peacock, but they will take my stream down immediately. So here you go. There's that. Okay, you got Peacock. Thanks. I know. Can you believe that? It's bad enough when you read the documents, you know? Some of the stuff you read is just unreal. You mean, not to see it with your eyeballs. Okay, they're trying to save him. They say he's innocent. So let's see. What do they got to say? Can they change their mind? What do you guys think? Number 1, David Wood is innocent. Number 2, the state obtained David's conviction by presenting false testimony in violation of due process. The state suppressed evidence in violation of the Brady law. The state destroyed evidence in violation of the due process clause of the 14th Amendment. Trial counsel rendered ineffective assistance of counsel at the guilt phase in violation of the 6th Amendment right to counsel. Number 6, defense counsel Norbert represented David Wood despite an actual conflict of interest in violation of the 6th Amendment right to counsel. They all say the same thing, people. They all say the same thing. But when they complain, everything that they're saying, yeah, it ain't. You know what? He's going bye-bye. Number 7, David's right to anonymous jury verdict was violated. What? Okay, what's that about? What's that about? David Wood's 6th Amendment right to confrontation was violated. Okay, whatever. Okay, so they had a problem because they called him the desert serial killer. They say he's innocent. Why did they say that? It's a high-profile crime and tests public pressure to solve it. They had tunnel vision and they were biased. Okay, what else? For 20 years, David's trial, forensic testing excluded him as a contributor of male DNA in a blood stain on the clothing of a female victim. I can't even talk right, you guys. Here, looky there. I'm struggling to read. It was tested in 2011. All right, what else? I'm coming to look at comments. Oh, yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Look at how mean he looks. Here, let's look at his pictures. I'm going to show you people. When I looked him up, try to find things to watch about him because I was hoping it would be an interview. Look at this. I'm going to show you. Yeah, it is expensive. The only reason why I got it, and I don't even watch it, I don't even watch TV because I got it for $19 for the whole year. Yeah. Only reason. Well, obviously, because in 2024, September, I think, he tried the Supreme Court, United States, and they said, nope, nope. All right, let's look at this, you guys. I'm going to show you. Look at how mean he looks. Look at this. Hold on, let me make it big so people can see it. Look at this guy. Look at how big he is. Hold on. Looks pretty scary to me. Okay. Oh, is that him too? That's another picture of him. What? Oh, hold on a minute. We're going over here a minute. Who did an episode on him? Okay. See, I go from one thing to another, but you know what? We're talking about the same person. That's all that matters. Okay, on the case with Paul was on. Buried Dreams. All right, what else did we got to say? They're talking about a yellow sunsuit to Don Smith. He's talking about jailhouse snitches. So, okay. So this Wells guy that was the jailhouse snitch, he was being charged with capital murder, and it was dismissed for his testimony against David. He received $13,000 for his testimony. I don't know. I'm not going to read all that, but if you guys want to read it, go ahead. Okay, so that's the next one coming up, people. There's two more coming up, too, that I'm going to cover. Actually, I already started covering one of them. So here you go. This is what this action, what is it called? Action Network. We're trying to save lives. People got to think about this. Majority of the time, okay, if there's family to talk to, do you know that the prosecutor goes and talks to the family and how they feel, if they want them to have the death penalty or not? If it was the state that's got capital murder, right? It's up to the families. It's not the courts doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? The family has the last say. So if the family wants it, the family wants it. We're not living their nightmare. Just saying. All right. Well, I'm going to get going for now. I'm gonna come live later because I have to discuss a few things. Some people, I'm telling you. All right. So there you go. Serial killer, death warrant, March 13th. Texas. They're fighting it. I want to thank everybody for coming through. You guys are amazing. And whoever watches the replay. Bye.